When did an entitled customer discover they messed with the wrong delivery driver? When Karen Thompson screamed at me for being just a pizza delivery boy who'd never amount to anything, after I politely asked her to turn on her porch light so I could find her address, not knowing I was actually the district attorney taking a weekend job to pay for my mother's cancer treatment. I'd been delivering pizzas on weekends for 3 months to help cover my mom's medical bills. The cancer treatments weren't fully covered by insurance, and even with my DA salary, the costs were crushing our family. I didn't mind the work. It was honest money, and helped me stay connected to the community I served. The delivery to 1247 Oak Street started badly when I couldn't find the house number in the dark. All the porch lights were off, and the address wasn't visible from the street. I called the customer and politely asked if she could turn on her light or give me a landmark to help me locate her house. That's when Karen Thompson lost her mind. She started screaming about how she shouldn't have to accommodate incompetent delivery drivers, and that if I was too stupid to find a house number, maybe I should get a real job. She called me worthless and said I'd probably be delivering pizza for the rest of my pathetic life. When I finally found her house and rang the doorbell, she was waiting with more insults. She looked me up and down with disgust and said, "Look at you, a grown man delivering pizza. This is what happens when you don't apply yourself in school. You'll never be anything more than a minimum wage loser." I stayed professional and handed her the pizza, but she wasn't done humiliating me. She told me that people like me were what was wrong with society, lazy, uneducated, and content with dead-end jobs. She said I should be ashamed of myself, and that my parents must be embarrassed by what I'd become. Karen made a big show of not tipping me, saying that maybe if I got a real job, I wouldn't need to beg for handouts. She slammed the door in my face while laughing about how pathetic I was. I walked back to my car feeling angry, but trying to remember why I was doing this job. 2 weeks later, I was prosecuting a case involving insurance fraud when I recognized a familiar name on the defendant list, Karen Thompson. She was being charged with filing false claims and stealing thousands of dollars from her employer's medical insurance fund. During the arraignment, I watched Karen's face as I introduced myself as the prosecuting district attorney. Her confident smirk disappeared when she realized the pathetic pizza delivery loser was actually the person who would be deciding whether to offer her a plea deal or push for maximum sentencing. Karen's lawyer immediately started making overtures about cooperation and reduced charges, but I wasn't feeling generous. She had committed serious crimes that hurt honest people trying to pay for medical care, exactly the kind of fraud that made healthcare more expensive for families like mine. When Karen took the stand during trial, she kept looking at me with this panicked expression like she couldn't believe her bad luck. Her defense strategy crumbled when multiple witnesses testified about her elaborate scheme to steal medical benefits she wasn't entitled to. The jury convicted her on all counts, and during sentencing, I made sure to mention how insurance fraud particularly hurt working families who struggled to afford healthcare. I recommended the maximum penalty allowed under the guidelines. Karen got 18 months in federal prison and had to pay back over $50,000 in restitution. As the bailiff led her away in handcuffs, I couldn't help but think about her lecture on how I'd never amount to anything. Sometimes the people you look down on are exactly the ones who end up determining your fate. Karen learned that judging someone by their weekend job can come back to bite you in ways you never expect.